Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Unfortunately, I know the other side of the screen is pitch black because our boy Odessa couldn't be here today. But your boy David has got a special request in. We got a special guest today. And guess what? He's one of the homies, one of the boys that we be playing on EAFC. He knows nothing about United, but I got him on the channel that we can get another perspective. We're gonna go ahead and introduce him. It's our boy.
Yo, what up, chat? My name's Sergio, longtime soccer fan. Thank you, David, for having me on today.
Hey, of course, buddy, of course. I was like, man, we needed some extra flair since, the boy Ivan couldn't be here. So, you know what? I said, let me ring up the fifth guy I had in the phone call. And I was like, bam, he picked up and he came through. I
Top
mean,
five. I'm glad I made it top five.
yeah, there is only five, you know what I'm saying? I try to call my mother, my father, my brother, my sister, and then it's Serge.
Hey,
But Serge, how you going? How's it doing? How you feeling, man? How you doing right now?
right now I'm chilling, dude. It's cold. It's a little chilly right now in Florida, so we're layering up. Haven't layered up in a while, so enjoying the cold to be honest. But it's gonna get colder tonight.
It has been getting chilly. I'm not gonna lie. I walked out there with some shorts and a tank top, and I said, "Well, instant regret. I'm turning around." And I went back and put some pants and a long sleeve and walked the dog.
Nice, nice, nice.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about what team you be representing nowadays. I know we be playing EAFC, but who you be who's your main loyalty goes to?
So I don't have like a set loyalty ever since a long time ago. But by blood, I guess you could say I'm uh, a Real Madrid fan just because of my friend from high school. He used to go for Real Madrid, so I went for Real Madrid. I also go for America in the Mexican league soccer league, and nationality wise, of course, Mexico. So we'll see how they do in the World Cup.
So I did make you do some homework earlier because like I said, I brought you onto the channel. This is a United channel. I know you're not really a diehard fan, but I did want to get a third perspective, an outsider view of what you saw in the game. This is what So tell them, what game did I have you review? What game are we going to be talking about today?
Well, it was apparently the game this past weekend that happened between Manchester United and Wolves. It was a
It,
pretty
it was
game
actually
overall.
today.
I liked.
It was today.
It was today.
The game was today, man.
I thought it was in the weekend.
No, it's okay, dude. Just keep going. Keep going.
All right, cool. Um, yeah, overall, great game that happened today. Um, I thought went back and forth a lot. I haven't seen soccer personally in a long time. I'm a fan of it. I'm hoping to watch the World Cup in person this summer. But on TV, I usually only watch like the finals, like the important games. So watching the highlights for this game was pretty cool. I saw that it was a lot of chances for both teams. They had a lot of back and forth. I feel like United could have ended the game multiple times, but they didn't have the finishing. Um, and overall, I think that tie was overall well deserved by both teams, even though apparently Wolves were last on the table. I don't know how they
Yo,
managed to tie against a last place team, so that's
yeah,
crazy to me.
yeah. Honestly, it's been a roller coaster for our team here, man. I'm gonna tell you right now. That's typically how it goes for us here. Unfortunately, as a supporter, because last time outing we played them, because this is the second round bout that we came back. We beat them 4-1, so we like honestly destroyed them. Now, of course, and I know you're not too familiar like with the players. We were missing a lot of our key players, and what I mean by like our key players, I mean realistically like our strong attacking players that kind of utilize and finish. For example, I don't know if you noticed, but our big dog, who's usually there, Bruno Fernandes, our captain, unfortunately could not be there because he got injured a few games ago. So he's one of our like playmakers setups. He's also one of our like better scorers. So that was a key element that we're missing. We're also missing two other of our wingers, which is Ahmad and Imbumo, which for Christmas, Chad, I did go ahead and pick myself up a United jersey. The fiance came through. We of course got the Imbumo. We have the support. Let's go. Let's get it. Honestly, everyone was judging because I got the white one, but because of the purple and the white, dude, it just comes off so clean. Oh man, unfortunately, like I said, the Bumo is currently out, so really didn't get to support my boy. He's currently out for that FA Cup, or not FA Cup, the AFCON Cup, the African like cup that they got going on over there.
Okay.
Yeah, so they got another thing going. So as you notice, our attack was kind of lackluster, like you mentioned, Serge. One of the things is, like I said, usually our attack kind of comes off more of our wingers rather than like our striker. And it's only because like our striker, he's young, he's still kind of new, and then our backup striker who started the play is Xerxes. Xerxes was is our backup. Sesko is that tall guy that you saw like basically winning every header, basically lengthy guy in terms of EA. Um, so honestly though, from the attacking standpoint, it looked a lot better. I mean, unfortunately, we didn't finish a lot of the attack, which is what kind of like you said killed us, because I don't know how many chances we had that you were like, oh my gosh, it should be going in. For example, I think, and I don't know if you caught it, because like I said, the highlights you only got to see a little bit, and that was your homework. You didn't get to see the whole game. But Casemiro gave this lovely ball. Somehow, like I
Oh yeah.
said, Casemiro is just Casemiro. Sometimes, like he'll have his hit like moments where it's just like a beauty. He gave this nice little like Travella law pass that like landed right on this guy's feet, but dude, he shot it right at the goalie, and
Yeah.
I was like, oh my, dude, all he had to do was, and I get it, dude. In a high motion game, it's hard. Like I said, he's a little bit taller, so to get the ball out of his feet might be a little bit harder for him. Um, but oh my god, dude, all he had to do was just tap it to the side, and he would have probably been golden. And it's unfortunate he didn't get a goal. He had like a couple opportunities. He had like a couple headers. He had those. He bodied off that one guy. He bodied off his defenders and took like some long, like medium shots. Unfortunately, none of them just ended up in the back of the net, which is what kills us. And I know in the past episodes that I was talking to Ivan, our big issue is we don't seal the games. Like
Yeah.
the amount of chances that we have at the beginning, we don't finish them, and then because of that, if it leads to the second half, it's hard for us to really utilize that if we're not up by a lot because of two reasons. I don't know if you, like I said, you didn't get to watch all of it. Our bench, I'm gonna tell you right now, we have nobody. We have no bench, basically. We're not like Man City, Liverpool, where they can bring out a Cody Guapo or like these top name players. Like we got dang some youngsters that don't even have a photo, basically on them. So that's what probably kills us a lot. And even then, like I don't know if you don't know a lot of our players, but like our defense is filled with young guys. Dorgu, he's probably one of our youngest guys right there. He's like 18, probably 19.
Yeah.
Which is why like his end products aren't probably like the best or best choices. And then the other guy we have is Heavens, and he hadn't played almost all season. He's playing right now because most of our defenders are injured, like Delit and Maguire. So that's been killing our for like our whole thing, like basically. Um, we're kind of still there. We're like top six, top five, I think, for the draw. Of course, like I said, every other team has the chance to basically overshoot us.
Yeah.
But I mean, so far, I'm gonna tell you right now, the game overall aspect was pretty good because last season, Wolves cooked us both games. This season, we beat them the first time, and then we drew this one, and that's with less players than we had the first game. So
Okay.
moving downwards, what else did you see from like the midfield and defense? What was your like thought process, or what at least what you caught and glimpsed?
Yeah, well, from the highlights, like again, they were only showing both ends of the pitch. I didn't get to see much of the midfield, but from the build up on the plays, I thought it was solid. As you've been telling me, I don't think I'm seeing prime Manchester United. You said a lot of your good players are injured, so maybe next time I see another game, maybe I'll see something different out from the midfield from both ends, also defense and offense. Um, Again, from their defense, I don't know much besides the blocks they've made. They made some decent blocks and attempts to defend against goals, but whenever that goal went by, that was I call that unfortunate. But it's a game. That's how it goes. I don't know what you can tell me more about their defensive line.
Yeah, so one of the I guess like key things that for at least our defense, I mean for honestly like for them to keep a 1-1 was actually pretty good. And the only reason I'm saying that is because our two main defenders are out, which is Delit and Maguire. The bench we only had Yoro and then I think like some other young kid um which I forgot the name and but the thing is think like do you want to know our so we play as a back three plus like the two wing backs, so it's Dorgu who plays left wing back, which is that young kid that you see kind of running up and back, and
Yeah,
whipping up the cross. Which, if you notice, a lot of our attack came from that side because he's more on that role. Our right wing back is Dalot, and unfortunately, Dalot is not really an attacking set mindset defender, so he's very hesitant on his like going up the field pitch, which kills our momentum because, like I said, because Mbumo and Diallo are hurt, they're the ones that start on that right side. They're literally they play both that side. So because they're both out, that side is completely useless, like completely washed. You might have like some hint in there when Mason Mount like clicks, but if it doesn't click, then you're not gonna get nothing out of it. Then our back three is Martinez, who just came back from injury. You have Shaw, who's old and still kind of like recovering from injury. And then you have our two youngsters, depending on who they swap, which is Yoro and then Heavens. Heavens, like I said, hasn't had too much game time. And I think they played him first, and then they played Yoro and swapped him. But what happens is, like I said, if we don't finish off the games early, the second half kicks in, and because we have nobody to swap, our defensive backline is so exhausted. If you notice, they would utilize the width so crazy on them, and it's struggling for our players to come back. Like I said, the big issue with Dorgo is because he's always running up and down the pitch. Like if he's down the pitch and they counterize on that side, it's basically up to Shaw to like defend. And Shaw, unfortunately, man, he's getting up in that age and it's not good. Um, and I think that's what's like our key problem, right? Is we have a lot of these like old guys that like unfortunately like our formation deals a lot with a lot of running, just because of like the space. For example, in our midfield, we have old man Casemiro. I always make the joke that this man cannot switch off of first gear because that's literally it. He's only got that one go and that's it. Until that gas basically runs empty, then he's stopping and that's it. And you could see that in the pitch because like He almost played like I think the whole game. And after a while, man, he just started slowing down. Dude, he couldn't even get the ball off. They would like the Wolves would just take the ball off his feet, and it's just like, dude, like with this game, like you have to keep moving because if not, if they take the ball, dude, you got this giant gap. Because if a defender pulls up, there's no way for our defense to capitalize and try to cover that area. Um, and that's probably one of our key elements. Like you said, they did end up scoring on us on a set piece, and that's mostly just unfortunate, man. It literally their guy was open, literally hit it other side of the corner. Unfortunately, our goalie couldn't save it. Now, granted, that was literally the only time I could say that I was like, ah, dude, that sucks. Because that goalie, which is our new signing, his name's like Lemons or Lemons.
Hmm.
I call him Lemon. We just call him Lemon because he's just bittersweet. He's just that sunshine. Um, dude, and I think I remember. I think I heard it while you were watching it, where he made the one-on-one save not once but
But twice.
twice. Yeah, keeping us like level for that hot. I was like, oh my, because like I said, these like mistakes, and like I said, I can't blame our defense because Heavens, I mean, he's not like expertise in knowing where to position himself sometimes. So that's where that like aspect comes into play where it's like, dang man, like you need that leader. Unfortunately, Martinez and Shaw aren't really, I guess, defensively center mid like center backs. Because Shaw used to play left back, now he's playing center back. That's not really his position. And then Martinez, he's just getting back, so he's still getting himself warmed up to that level. Um, so overall, I would say the defense for only getting scored once was actually a great way to just like see it out. Because at the end of the day, I'd rather take a point than not even have a point.
Okay, that's valid. Valid point.
So I mean, out of your thought process, I mean, did you see anything? I mean, at least from the highlights, right? That you were like, ah, man, you guys are just missing this key component, or like, man, you guys just need to redo it, or
Yeah, I mean, it was just two things. It was the finishing and the solid defense. That finishing, when I saw Casemiro gives Shesko, I think that's his name, right? That Trivela assist, and he couldn't finish. I was like, how do you not finish that? They were looking like my teammates in FC. Um, but and then when they let that goal go, that Wolves guy was just open. I don't think that should happen in a set piece from a team that's separated by multiple places on the table. Um, so it's that defensive and that finishing aspect that I think they're missing.
yeah. And I mean, like I said, the window's about to open. I'm hoping we make some signings at the end of the day. It is kind of hard because like a lot of time, like I think, and I mean, I know you don't really watch football. You call it soccer, white American. But what I just don't know like who's available in these markets. I was talking to Ivan a while back. There is this like young kid that plays this like in the midfield role that I told him about. And I can't think of his name like off the top of my head, but dude, he looked like what we would need. He's young. I think we could afford him, for the long run. Because at the end of the day, like I said, I think in this market, like you're not gonna get anybody uh cheap. I mean, that's just because either they're starting or they're freaking good and world class. Um, I don't think we're getting. Yeah, I think Fabrizio just announced, which is our main target guy who knows all the transfer news. He basically stated that Simonio or whatever, the guy from Bournemouth, he's going to Man City, so they just snagged our pool for a winger. Um, you know, I'm just like, so I'm trying to think like who's really available in the market. I mean, I know you don't really watch too much. I mean, do you know anybody or any names that you're like, dang, that will be a good fit for the squad.
No, unfortunately, no. I don't keep up to date with the market right now and the trading teams.
You don't be keeping up with the trading teams.
Nah, I've been keeping up on the trading on the stock market. That's different, but not in soccer.
Oh my goodness, the stock market. Um,
Yeah.
I did see you out in the pitch though. I think I saw you give Amarin like a piece of notebook paper or something. Like you were telling him like, "Yo, this is what you got to do." You were kind of showing him the tactics that you use on EAFC, right? I think you were like, "You got to do this, this, and this," and he didn't listen. And we took the draw. Is that what happened? Is that what I?
Uh, that wasn't supposed to be known by people, but yeah, that happened.
Oh my goodness, man. And yeah, guys, if you guys need the insider, Serge is your guy. He without a doubt well, he knows everything and everything, right? He's got insider notes you know, from basically, transfer rumors to yep, he basically makes the shots. He says if you're playing, you're playing. If you're not playing, you're not playing. Um but all jokes aside, um, what was I gonna? I was about to just look at that. See, lost my train of thought. We were going too quick. Um, I think for this game overall, I mean, me and I, have always said it, and I'll keep vouching. I don't think we were ever gonna like win the league. We were definitely just trying to get back into a cup like position. So
Uh,
the form is still looking good. Um, and I think that's the key part is like we still haven't lost, so the boys can't be too upset on themselves. Like I said, unfortunate we didn't pick up a win against the last position team, but at the end of the day, that's I mean, like I said, what do you expect when you literally or like a roller coaster? Like I said, there will be games that we cook, and then games for some reason it's just like, what the is this the same team I just watched? And then you're like, it's basically like what's it called? What's the two sides of a river or two sides of a coin? I don't even know what the saying.
sides of the same coin.
Two sides of the same coin. Um, But no, the midfielder I was telling you about though, his name is Manzambi. Manzambi.
What a great
Remember the name because uh I think that guy he's gonna be the next big thing for us. Watch the next time you get back into the invited to the channel and we sign that guy, you're gonna be like, David, you cooked on that. You cooked on that. Um,
okay.
Overall, is there anything you learned from the Man United squad? Anything that you want to give out your two piece?
Um, I don't know, since I haven't seen soccer in a while, I was hoping to see Manchester. It used to be a strong contender for one of the top leagues in Europe, if I remember correctly. Um, and it's a little sad to see that they're ending 2025 this way. It should have been a confidence booster for them to go into 2026 with a win. Unfortunately, they couldn't wrap it up with a win. But we'll see what happens next year when your players heal and with that transfer. I'm hoping to see better gameplay next time I'm invited in the podcast.
Perfect, perfect. So overall, guys, if you guys haven't seen it, we ended up on a 1-1 draw. Um, like I said, the boys did what they had to do. They got the draw. It was nice to see Xerxes get a goal. I mean, I think he's gonna be out though in the window. I think they're gonna loan him out. Um, I think hopefully we're bringing some people in there. I do want to give a shout out to my boy Serge for coming out and filling in the shoes, giving out his 2 piece 3 cents. He's gonna send me the invoice later once we're done. He charges a hefty price, but overall, I think, like I said, the year's over. You know, at least we didn't end up in a loss. We're in a good spot. I'm hoping the other teams fumble so that we can keep that position. And so that way, like I said, it's not going to be like a total loss. The only thing that, like I said, that I would give my 2 cents on is the attack. unfortunately, we need to be able to find that final third or just finish that final product, because a lot of these shots should have been goals. Like there's no doubt. Sesko's young. I know he's young, and I know he's is basically just trying to improve from there. But if we're trying to get this, we gotta see some kind of improvement on that aspect. Cunha, oh my goodness, Cunha needs to do better on his decision making, or at least not be too selfish. There's so many times I've seen this surge, and like I said, you don't get to see it a lot because you only saw the highlights. But this man will try to do it all on his own. And yes, I like it, like, for the first maybe three times. But dude, once it gets to the fourth and the fifth time, I'm like, bro, just pass it, man. Like, dude, you have your boys open. Like, for crying out loud, there was a free kick that he just hit the wall. It didn't even make a threat. And he tried to complain that it was a handball, and he just let the guy go, and they were about to just book it and run. I was like, what the? Luckily, they called it back because they tried to check if it was a handball, but because the guy just ended up jumping, we got lucky. So I'm like, bro, I'm like, Cunha, you're just gonna have to chill out and do your thing. Amarin definitely needs to come up with some kind of better system, at least, or try to get to the board because we need some signings, man. That bench, if we don't have any options for attacking, especially because our attacking's already empty, like, dude, we're cooked. Like, there's gonna be no goals in the second half, basically, if we have nobody to swap off. And these injuries are killing us. I'm missing my boy the Lit and Maguire now. Jeez, I can't believe I'm saying that. Harry Maguire. And then my last sense is, for my fifth takeaway would be that, you know the boys are still in a positive. They're not going down. Unfortunately, our number one fan is still not going to get a haircut because we're probably not going to get the fifth win that we need. I don't know if you know that about the fan that is not cutting his hair until Man United gets five wins in a row.
Oh, I
Uh,
didn't
yeah,
know.
he has not cut his hair for quite some time. It's super long, so I think he's not gonna be able to get it done. So that's gonna be unfortunate. But I do want to give a shout out again to everyone that's watching the channel and supporting. If you guys are enjoying the content, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share it to your friends that are also United. Just by watching, I know you guys support the United as a family. As you can see on the back of my wall, we got that Bruno, we are united, and we got Robin van Persie up there. I just want to give again one more shout out to my boy Serge. Like I said, he's not really a football fanatic, but he definitely wanted to come in, give his side, so I appreciate him. But thank you, fam, for everyone that came in. Thank you for supporting Niko United. This has been your boy David.
And Sergio, peace out, guys.
See ya.